Hey everyone, Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the Observatory quest. Now, for this quest, the only requirements you need are level 10 crafting, and that's it, so that's easy enough. And as for items, you will need 3 wooden planks. This is obviously just your standard planks, a bronze bar, and molten glass. There is a recommendation as well to have anti-poison. It's up to you if you want that or not though. When you get poisoned during this quest, it doesn't inflict too much damage on you. I definitely recommend having a ring of dueling just to make getting to and from this quest easier, and also an energy potion or explorer's ring or any sort of run restoring items can help speed it up. But obviously you have the rest ability you can do, so I wouldn't really worry about that too much. And the only enemies you need to defeat are a level 40 goblin guard, who's pretty standard, so you shouldn't have a problem with that at all. But yeah, that's it for the requirements and items in order to complete this quest. Now onto the quest starting point. So we're currently in Castle Wars. We're in the Castle Wars lobby, and this can be accessed via your ring of dueling, which I mentioned a few minutes ago, so I definitely recommend having that. And once you've arrived at Castle Wars, we're going to head to the quest starting point, which is the Observatory, which is to the north of Castle Wars. And so we're going to head there now. The location is being displayed on the mini-map. Just watch where I go. So, once you arrive, you want to speak to the professor in the reception in order to start the quest. So speaking to him, we need to help repair the observatory, and we're going to need certain items in order to do it. So the professor will obviously ask you for your help, and it will ask you to get different materials, which are what you should already have with you. So they want 3 wooden planks, a bronze bar, and molten glass. You can't, this is a bit weird, you can't hand them directly over to the professor. You need to speak to his assistant first to show him them, and then give them to the professor. I know, it's like they think you're retarded or something and don't know what the items are, but obviously do this for all 3 items. Once you've done that, they'll say to make the lens into an exact shape and size, you'll need a lens mould, which unfortunately the goblins have stolen. So we need to go find this lens mould. So leave the house and head east to one of the abandoned buildings, and you'll notice there's like a ladder or some stairs just over where these goblins are. Climb down and you'll be into like a maze-like dungeon, which is loaded with chests throughout it. Now one of these chests contains the goblin kitchen key. Its location is random for each player, unfortunately, and while others hold like a dose of anti-poison or a level 31 poison spider or nothing. So I think in total there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 chests, I think, roughly. It's only hazarding a guess, and they're scattered all around this maze-like area. So literally I recommend starting from one end of the maze and working your way around and just checking each chest as you go along. Now this might take a few minutes. You may be lucky and the chest nearest to you will contain the key. I'll be very fortunate if that does happen. However, you may also run into spiders that can poison you. Again, like I mentioned, the poison won't do too much damage to you, and you will find some anti-poisons in the chest as well as you go around. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and speed up this footage. So literally watch what I do. I run around the entire maze searching each chest until I find the goblin kitchen key. I'll speak to you again once I've got it. Okay, so if you're like me and have literally just found a goblin kitchen key after searching nearly every chest, you'll be pretty glad to have it. So now we have the kitchen key, we want to head to the kitchen area to the north. Now, you might be very unfortunate and be complete opposite end of the maze, which means you're going to have to head like as far north as you can. But you probably would have noticed the sleeping guard as you was going around the maze. So we're going to head over to that area now. Once you arrive, you want to prod him awake and he'll turn into a level 40 goblin guard. And you can either kill him or lure him far enough from the gate to get into the kitchen. Either way, it's your choice. Once you're inside, inspect the goblin stove there to find the lens mould, which the goblins were apparently using for cooking, so fair enough. But now we have the lens mould, we want to head back to the professor with it. So once you arrive, speak to the professor and he'll instruct you on making a telescope lens. Simply use the molten glass on the lens mould and you'll have it. And then you'll want to talk to the professor again and he'll ask you to meet him at the other side of the observatory. So unfortunately now we've got to go back into the maze-like dungeon. However, it's a bit easier this time. We're literally running sort of as far south as we can to find a ladder which will lead us up to the observatory. But anyway, if you run through there, I'll speak to you again once we arrive at the observatory. Once you arrive in the observatory, speak to the professor and a long cutscene will take place of him fixing the telescope. Once the cutscene has ended, go upstairs and talk to the Professor again, and he'll tell you to have a look through the telescope and note the constellation that you see. So if you observe through the telescope, you'll get a different sort of star symbol, and there's also a star chart around the area. I think it's either in this room or the room below, but basically if you check it and you want to see which one matches your star sign. So for me, mine was Capricorn, but the easiest way to do it, if you print screen once you've actually got displayed the star constellation, then go and check the chart, you can compare them, but most people will be able to sort of remember what it looked like. But yeah, once you've done that, speak to Professor again in order to finish the quest. So, congratulations, you completed the observatory quest. You're awarded 2 quest points, 2,250 crafting experience, 875 experience in attack, defense, constitution or strength. It's random, and depending on the astrological sign you saw through the telescope, you'll receive one of these items. You would either get uncut sapphire, 25 water runes and an uncut sapphire, amulet of defense, black two-handed sword, 3 lore runes, 3 fish pies or 3 tunas, maple longbow, weapon poison, super strength potion and uncut sapphire. Again, whatever star sign you got will depend on what one of those items you receive. 2 extra spins on the Squeal of Fortune, and if you speak to historian Minas at the Varrock Museum, you can receive 5 kudos. So yeah, a bit of a long-winded quest with all like the running around and everything, but very easy to sort of complete. It's not exactly difficult. I don't think you'll have any problems with this quest. However, if you get stuck, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. If not, thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Cheers guys, bye.